Leafs Talk, JD Bunkis, Sam McKee. Worst loss of the season?
I don't know. They scored another one. In my transition of coming from the TV to they scored another one. That's nice to make it 5-2. Spectacular. I got to tell you, I have a dream job. I get to talk about the Toronto Maple Leafs for a living. I get to work with Justin Bourne and Nick Kyprios.
That's a dream, man.
I get to talk to you. I get to do this. I don't have to crack rocks. I don't have to lift a finger. I have an incredible job. But tonight, I spend my Saturday night watching this Leafs team, and they go up 3-0 on a phantom goal, right?
2-0.
I know, the third one, high stick. And I've never seen a team mentally check out of a hockey game and make me madder about watching a hockey game than I watched tonight. That was a pathetic effort. Pathetic. From the time that phantom goal goes in, a team just completely goes to sleep. And they had some chances from what were the final shots of this game?
Nashville outshot them by a healthy margin.
The Nashville Predators, who are 30th in the league, and I understand they just came off of their little pee-pee whack from Andrew Brunette, who called them soft and all that, and they have some good pedigree there with Forsberg and some guys like Stamkos, Marsh. So I understand it.
They suck, man.
They suck.
They suck. They suck out loud.
And that is just like, I don't throw around the pathetic term a lot, but that's a pathetic loss considering what you have with the division, and you had a chance to go 2 points up on Florida. It's just brutal. I'm so sour right now. Yeah. Like sour.
Well, I think it's especially in the context of this team stringing together 3 solid wins and
3 good wins.
Backwards. It's like, hey, this is what they do. They either like look amazing or look great. And that was just this game, except for they condensed it, where they have an awesome first period. They come out, they put the pedal down. Power play is clicking again. Another one for John Tavares, beautiful one. And then all of a sudden, it's just like second period. You said it. Like, I don't even know what else I can really add. It was just, where was the life at any point? Like, every single time a puck went in the net, it felt like they got less serious.
Yeah.
Like, you thought, okay, it's 2-1. Don't lose this lead. And, the second goal I have the biggest issue with for a multitude of reasons. One is like, it gets highlighted in a bit of an extra way, because I think that this goal for me, this one's tough, right? Like, it's a tough pinch by McKee, but we've been talking about his season all year long, him playing with Tanev. It's a play that you're used to. The third goal, he does the exact same thing, but it's at the end of the period. Like, you've got, I think it's like 50 seconds left on the clock. And for whatever reason, with his own guys still in the offensive zone, even if he gets to that puck and wins that battle, Austin Matthews still there, by the way. Like, Matthews has got that man, and McCabe gets extremely horned up trying to make a play that I think at the very best gets chipped in for what? Like a potential quick offside? Like, why there? Why now? Time and space, situational awareness, just a brutal one for me. And all of a sudden it's 3-2 and you're going into the period. And I thought that they were going to respond with an awesome third period. And instead it's like, it starts with a penalty to Domi where he puts the puck over the glass. And it felt like they never found their legs after that.
My boy Tanev, that's a tough visual. Just him sliding on his gut straight back into the net and doesn't allow Wall to get his post sealed, and Philip Forsberg jams it home. Like, we talked about how fantastic McCabe has been for 2 games. Like the Colorado game and his Ranger game were 2 of the best of his season. Followed it up with his worst of the season. Like, there's no question that the decision making that he made on that, he had another giveaway early that didn't end up in their net. He was trying to hammer guys. He was doing the thing where he was mad about his performance. So he was getting out of his structure. He was trying to hammer guys. He was trying to like play more physically, like outside of his body than he usually would. And this is a good hit that we're going to show here. I like this one, obviously. Puck on his stick, still a 2-1 game. That's a great play.
Yeah. This is one good play of the game, I thought.
But I don't think Tanev was particularly good. As soon as they went up 2-0, and like I said, the phantom goal that Laughton scores, they just immediately were like, wow, this is going to be easy. Yeah. Let's turn it off here and not put one lick of effort in from the rest of this game. And
I think they thought Nashville was just going to go away.
They did. They clearly did.
I think that they were just like, oh, don't worry, we'll just be able to get the stops. We'll be able to protect this lead. And they didn't. But then again, to be down 3-2 and to come out that way in the third, I just thought was brutal.
Yeah.
Like really, really brutal stuff. And then they get hemmed in on the power play, right? And they kill it. And you're like, okay, find it. And what ends up happening? Hemmed in for essentially the rest of the time until the fourth goal. Like completely lifeless effort. I don't even... An awful one for Morgan Rielly again, too. And another miscommunication from him, just kind of a brain dead one on the fourth goal where you don't blame him on that one?
I don't know. I don't know. Like, I think he looks dog tired, no boots going back here, obviously tired, but Carlo comes all the way over there. It's a miscommunication. Like I think Carlo's been really good and I've been the first to compliment him, but I don't know if I necessarily love that read. And that looks like two guys that haven't played together a ton who maybe aren't communicating well. But Rielly's just clearly tired as hell at the end of a shift, can't make a decision, gets stuck in between, puck ends up in your net, and that's the one that ends up killing you to make it 4-2.
I just think it's always such a tough visual, Bud, when you're like reaching with the stick like that and a guy's got the puck on his stick in the slot.
Yeah, listen, I'm not going to sit here and defend Morgan Rielly. Yeah, I can't do it. And it's just, you see 24 and white out there for another 2 against tonight, and you just try so hard. Okay. You try so hard to like not let these ones that they are, every team has. Okay.
Yeah.
Every team has bad performances against bad teams. Okay. And you try so hard not to let what happened tonight fog your outlook of the long-term success of this team. Like I'm just trying, but God, their bottom 6 is not very good. And
okay,
like
well, I want to get to that next.
The fourth line had some shifts tonight and a couple of chances, but I think they all ended up dash to, that third line they're trying out there with Holmberg, Domi, and Robertson has no chance of being a hockey line. They're hemmed in every shift. It's not pretty. And it wasn't pretty tonight. It was really bad against a horrible team.
So I'd like to do like a Stephen A. Smith where he pleads to LeBron segment, but pleading to Craig Berube, where it's like, are you
going to do every show in the country about this after? I wouldn't have done it unless it went viral.
I wouldn't have done. No, but I'm not going to talk about anybody's children. I'm just going to talk to Craig Berube. Man, the biggest need of the team was third line center for a reason.
Yes.
Okay. Brad Treliving didn't give up a first and a top 4 prospect because he wasn't desperate to address the position. Scott Laughton is not a perfect player. He is someone that heading into the deadline, the entire time I was in arguments with people saying, I want it to be Shen. I don't want it to be Laughton. Here's the reasons why is because I'm not sure Laughton is the third line center, but here's what I do know. He is a more serious centerman in a playoff atmosphere than Max Domi. And even if he isn't, okay, like even if you think like, okay, that's actually not true, JD, that's fine. But can I see it? Because that guy played down the middle with Travis Konechny this year for a lot of games. So if he can play with Travis Konechny, I want to see what he can look like with a couple of wingers to try to get at least a little bit of chemistry down, because what you just said is bang on about the third line. Like you remove McMahon from that, at least when they had McMahon, even though they weren't scoring, they were threatening and they have this like transition play that works, right? At least they're scary when they get their opportunities. Now, when they get Holmberg, it's just like they are a completely lost line. They are the lost boys. They have no purpose out here. No. They got matched up tonight against Ryan O'Reilly in a situation, and O'Reilly's line pinned them in there for about a minute and 25 seconds. And I thought, there is no way this puck isn't going in the back of the net. And they got a super fortuitous bounce that I think ended up on Carlo's stick, where he was able just to like chip it out and get that line off. You can't have them in a situation where they ice a puck in a playoff game because it will kill you. It will flat out kill you. You need to see what Laughton looks like as your third line center. That is why you went out and got him. You didn't get him to play fourth line winger. He isn't getting more comfortable in that situation. That fourth line isn't working anyways. Take a bit of a run here. I don't know what they're doing when one of the most obvious clear-cut things that we found out before the trade deadline was that they did not have a third line center. Figure it out. Please, Craig, I'm begging you.
Can I ask you a question? Like, I don't know if this is tinfoil hat, but I'm gonna talk to you about this a little bit, talk it out. I don't know if anybody's really talked about this, but Berube had Laughton when he coached the Flyers.
Yeah.
Like, does he hate Laughton?
Here's why I can't buy this conspiracy theory even for $1. You know how I throw the texts around and I try to get the like 411.
Oh yeah, you're the poor man's Elliot Friedman. You're just texting around. You're firing around the text.
Homeless man. No. No.
Under a bridge troll version of Elliot Friedman.
Well, it's like, no, because here's what I can never get is I can never get like a scoop or a thing that matters. But what I can get is like guys telling me about like teammate stuff every once in a while, or like, you know, a little bit of a incoming guy. And this dude was like one of the most popular Flyers. Like the organization was devastated to lose him. He's like a consummate leader, show up early, stay late guy, gets along with all the guys. He's a connector with people. Like he plays hard. If Craig Berube hates him, it's like he would have had to have done something personal to him outside of the rink. You know what I mean? Like, I think that
be like, I should have worded it better than hate.
Yeah. Okay. I know what you mean.
But
he just hates his game. I mean, he knows him.
He knows him. He doesn't think he's what they needed. And I'm not saying he's sending a message by any stretch of the imagination, but the guy played 9 minutes and 52 seconds tonight. But
yeah,
9:52
trailing.
I know, but you traded a first round pick and your third best prospect for a guy that you're playing on the fourth line wing and playing him under 10 minutes. If I'm Brad Treliving, man, I am beside myself with the way that they have used this guy. And I'm not saying he's even very good, but like you haven't tried
How
it.
could anybody say that?
You haven't tried it.
Here's what I don't get with it. Okay. So it's like, so clearly coaches and GMs are talking and coaches are asking guys for players, right? Yeah. Here's my bigger conspiracy theory.
He wanted Schenn so bad. Bad.
That's my conspiracy theory is that like he wanted Schenn so bad. He went to the table, begged for Schenn. They couldn't get Schenn. And then he's like, all he sees in Scott Laughton is you're not Schenn.
Correct. Did you see the clip that when they asked him when Schenn got his 1,000th game?
Yeah.
And he was like, he's like, oh, I love the player. He's the best guy ever. You know, he's, the sweetest man. He's the best husband and brother. And just went on for like 15 minutes about how great he is, basically.
Yeah. No, it's true.
He obviously wanted him quite badly. And maybe
this is the part I don't get. Yeah. This is the part I don't get. So clearly they go, what do you think the team needs? And he's like third line center because Craig Berube has eyes. And was there one person on earth like, chat, you can go ahead. Even if it's like, I figure if the only person that's going to be like, I love Domi as third line center is going to be trolling. Like it's not where he's meant to be. And we even thought that the confidence started to open up when they just bumped him out to the wing and he started to play a little bit of his best hockey and was like noticeable. So we know he's not a center. And so he would have asked Craig as the general manager, like, what do you think about this player? He would have had to have asked him about Laughton, having coached him, like you said. And a lot of people know that Laughton is someone that people discussed being a better winger than a centerman. Like there's just no doubt about it. But if they needed a winger, there's like a bunch of better options they could have gone for cheaper prices. Like they paid centerman prices for Scott Laughton. Go look at what like pick a winger that moved at the deadline and look at the prices.
I can't think of one right now. I'm brain mush. I could look it up here quickly.
It's like you paid that much because you were thinking that this guy was going to anchor your third line, and maybe it wasn't going to work. But ultimately, like you have to let people see it, man. You have to give people a look at it. You have to try him out for more than 9 minutes a night because he's not supposed to be a 9 minute a night player on this team. Frankly, they can't afford to have him be a 9 minute a night player.
No, if he's playing 9 minutes a night, I mean, I'm just looking at the ice times, but like you said, they were trailing a lot, but like, Nick Robertson played 14-23 tonight.
What did Riley Smith get traded for? That's the one I keep thinking of.
Second.
It was like a second or a third round pick, man.
Second or third, but he was dying to go back there. He's desperate to go there.
Yeah, of course he's dying to go back there and they want to do right by him. But I'm just saying that, like, how can you justify playing a fourth line, like a Scott Laughton had a first and a top 4 prospect in your organization and then let Riley Smith go for a third round pick?
I can't imagine a more horrendous start for a player on another.
Buddy, they traded for Luke Kunin essentially. Like when people are like, don't trade for Luke Kunin, don't trade for Luke Kunin. It's like, you'd way rather trade for Luke Kunin for a 5th round pick or whatever he went for, a 4th round pick, than play Scott Laughton 9 minutes down on the 4th line. Anyway, again, like this makes it seem like
I feel for him. It's just
This makes it seem like I think Scott Laughton is like some world-bending
No.
awesome player, but it's
I
just
don't
like,
either.
yeah, I don't think that, but it's just like, can we at least see if he's gonna play in that role or can do it before we make the decision that he should be replacing Connor Dewar?
Look at his face. He's
Yeah, I
got
know.
cuts under his eye. He's got black eyes, just beaten down.
He looks how he feels.
He looks how he feels, and that's a great tip. A little high there, Scotty. A little high, unfortunately. Yeah. But I mean, just think of the alternate universe if that sticks like a foot lower, where they go up 3, they win this game we're talking about, and they all just saw that and they're like, "Oh, this is going to be so easy," and then they just stopped.
He plays a ton, and we're talking about some of the heavy shifts that they had, and it's like, oh yeah,
But it just hasn't been. It hasn't been good, and I feel for him. Like, it's just on a personal level, think about this. Like, you get traded to your hometown team. You grew up playing. You're the captain of the Marlies. You've worn the blue and white. You've dreamt of playing for the Leafs your entire life. You get traded there in their competitive window, and has he touched the puck for more than 15 seconds the entire time? Like, he had a couple
Ryan
shifts
Reeves
tonight.
And everyone was mad at me for being on the ice for goals like this.
Yeah, I mean, how many has he been on for?
It was 7 before tonight's game.
So 9?
Was he on for 2 tonight?
Yeah, he's
on for 1.
No, he's dash 2 tonight. Yeah.
He was dash 2, so then he's been on the ice for, I think, 9 goals.
Yeah.
Since the trade.
Yikes. Brought that Flyers pedigree over to the Leafs. Keeps those dashes going.
It's funny because like one of the things I liked about the trade was that they got his cap number for next year down to like 1.5, and I'm like, that seems like the appropriate number. But yeah, like I'm not sure you're saving anything on what he would have been if he was available as a free agent all of a sudden. Anyway, like there was just like a lot of stuff tonight, man. I don't even know. But those are my main things from this game. And my other thing is like that second goal from Wall, you got to make a save there. Sorry, I don't care. I know he picks it. I know it's top corner, but like you see it, it's got to clear. It's a tough angle. You got to have it. Like you just got to have it. And
little deep in his net, little low. Not that it was a lot to shoot at, but you got to beat clean, staring him down.
Didn't even move his glove, which is where it beat him. It's like he completely handcuffed him, which again, like good shot, but you need a save there, especially on the road. Like your team's 2-1. They're not playing great. I know that's what they've done all season long, but anyways, I told you already on the show that I don't think that it's worth spinning out over who's the starter night in, night out. But this is the reason why that I'm like, why are you trying to make the decision on who the starting goaltender is right now on
March 22nd?
Yeah, when there's so much time. But but this is all I'm going to say about why I've remained steadfast in my belief that Stolarz eventually should be the guy. Not that he will be, and not that decision needs to be made right now, but it's like he just doesn't let in those leaky ones, man. Like he just hasn't all year long. Like I don't have a long list of, man, that was a bad one. And it's not like Wool's been awful. His goals saved above expected is like great too. He's been awesome statistically. Both these guys are great. You don't need to tear down necessarily one to build up the other, but it's just like, that has been more of an occurrence for Wool this year than it has for Stolarz. And it's basically been the one thing that for 2 awesome goalies that have played great all year that I'm a big fan of both of, it's the one differentiating line that I feel more confidence with Stolarz.
For sure. I will say, and like, we love to talk about the fan perspective. And Jordan Morris said, the amount of people from Toronto that made the trip should be embarrassed. Give all the Leaf fans their money back for that joke. I just, here's what I'll say about the Leaf fans in Nashville tonight. They're still going to have a good time. I think
everywhere.
Yeah. But like in Nashville, especially, they're just going to pour out into like the sickest strip ever with a bunch of music and great beers, warm weather. I think they're going to get over the old Leafs L pretty quick tonight. You
got to change though.
No, you don't. You don't have to change.
You got to go home. You got to get to the hotel, drop off the sweater, and
what are you talking about? I went to Detroit. At least got spanked. I wore the Leafs. I wore my Tucker all night, but I don't care.
That's hockey town, though. That's I want to wear.
Oh, you want to get a fit off? You want to get a fit off?
Yeah, I want to get my nicest plaid on. I'm saying it's like if they win at least, and you're with all the guys and you're feeling high, you're like, let's just go out in the Leafs sweaters. We're feeling good. Fair. They lose, you're like, I'm not getting a fit off on Broadway for this, so I can wear my mask.
Yeah. We'll text our correspondent Vic, who's down there, see how he's doing. He'll be in fine form.
All right, I got one positive from this game.
I do too.
Okay.
Was
So
it the same thing?
maybe my positive corner is just like it's once again like the second line with Bobby McMahon, just like
we have different positives.
yeah. So I hate getting repetitive, but sometimes it's just a similar theme. And what I am looking for is on that third line with Bobby McMahon, he is just a pure speedster, right? And they're trying to finish in transition. And of course, they score some of their goals off of just dump and chase, but not nearly as much, right?
No.
Nick Robertson's not going to go and win a puck battle with a high frequency rate. Max Domi's not going to go in and win a puck battle with a high frequency rate. It's just one of the reasons that Bobby McMahon is so much more noticeable on this line is that he's playing with other guys that in the offensive zone can win a battle and put a puck on his stick. And when the puck is on his stick, he's dangerous like he was again tonight. And to me, part of the dump and chase with this line that does happen too is I find McMahon to be more aggressive in terms of his forecheck than he is with the other line as well. And so at least over these last couple of games, I do feel as though they really have figured out the second line in terms of a good runway and one that you want to see for an extended period of time that beyond just like, hey, you don't have any other options.
Yeah, I think that's fair. They did have some moments tonight, and McMahon was at the center of it. And it feels like you have a real top six where you can go up against a lot of teams with a real top six with tons of talent. My positive. Awesome playoff. Awesome goal off the faceoff.
Yeah,
awesome
great.
Goal. That was so sick. Like that, you draw it up and you talk about it, and it didn't even look like it went in. It hit it so hard.
Well, I was going to say this. My favorite part about it was that it was just like goal. I went, I guess so until the replay.
Bang. That is, I love, that's one of my favorite things in hockey is a goal off of one faceoff before anybody has a time to react. And you could not have drawn that up any better. They talked about it. He's like, I'm going to stand right here. And he won it right onto the blade of his stick. And he shot it super hard into the net. And that was really enjoyable. And I was like, good. The Leafs are going to win this must-win game that they absolutely have to win because they're going to be in first place at the end of the night. Because of course they're going to beat the dreadful Predators. Of course. Why wouldn't they? And then they didn't. So I don't want to. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, last thing for me in the rapid fire is simply, of course, Michael Bunting scores, and now he scored with the Pens and he scored with the Preds against the Leafs. He loves it, and I saw a lot of people reply to my tweet saying they really hated the celly, like they hated how much he celebrated the goal and how it was embarrassing that he celebrated that hard. Man, you get a team that just gets rid of you, and this is actually something I respect about Michael Bunting is that he cares. And so for him to get a goal like that against the Leafs and to go that hard in their face, it's who he is. He's an agitator, and he's a Toronto guy who got blamed and wasn't loved here. And so I don't know. If you don't like it, stop it. That's the way I feel about it. Good for him for celebrating. I get why fans hate it. I'm just saying I would expect nothing less from him.
I couldn't stand it, but I get it.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand it when he was on the Leafs. So,
yeah,
I mean, so I wouldn't expect to stand it when he's playing for another team. His best contribution was that greasy slew foot on Jan Ruta or whoever it was. It Jan Ruta? What was the guy on the Chernak?
Eric Chernak
knocked him out for 3, and then so he scored against the Leafs with 3 different teams. Yeah, okay, so I guess he scored with Carolina.
Yeah, but the first one. Oh wait, did he score with Arizona or did he score with Carolina?
Carolina, yeah. So he loves to score against the Leafs, and it's a great shot. Bad play by Wall. He got caught with his hand in the cookie jar, and he didn't get a chance to recover. Good shot, put it off the post and in, and he loves to score against the Leafs, and good for him. But
yeah, it's tough to blame Wool tonight just simply because they scored 2 goals against a team that I think gives up more than
5.
almost any other team in hockey. I want to say they're bottom 3 in that category. One of the worst teams in the NHL. Watching the Preds too is just it's factory of sadness stuff where you just see Stamkos in that sweater and he looks so
bad,
washed in it. He took that one shot on the power play where it was a little outside of his office, a little a tougher angle, but even still it missed by a million miles. And I went, yeah, that's Nashville Stamkos for you.
Him and Marcius though are guys you really associate with a certain sweater, and they both look like of all the sweaters in the league for like 2 guys to go to, that is the worst one where it's like Mickey Mouse, horrible color, horrible helmet, look awful,
Yeah.
and it's just it's a bad
The
look.
worst. It's the worst sweater in hockey by far, right?
It's
Yeah.
embarrassing. Like the fact that they wear those yellow buckets. If you were when they had the navy buckets,
Yeah.
it was definitely a little bit more palatable. But the whole mustard bucket and the whole thing, it's awful. It's a bad logo. It's never been good. It's just never been good.
There was one logo I didn't mind where they really leaned into the like saber tooth being really
like the
long.
more forward facing one.
The leg one, early leg one versions where they would go like white and blue a little bit and have yellow as the third color. I like those ones a bit more, but these are putrid. They've always been putrid. Yeah. I actually think the logo is good, but the sweater is bad.
Logo is pretty good, but they just need to change the color. It's too yellow.
But like when I see the logo up against something and I'm like, "Ooh, that looks good." And then the second they play hockey and I watch them, I go, "Ugh."
But I mean, you think about it, we're both big hat guys. We're both big merch guys. Mm-hmm. You can't just be like, I'm going to wear my sick outfit and wear this Preds hat. Like it's just never, you're just like a bright yellow mustard, stupid looking hat with a stupid looking logo on it.
No,
like
you can literally only wear it to a Preds game if you're a Preds fan. Yeah.
That's it. It's not a good
because they obviously they stole the Houston Oilers. So when they do that, like sometimes when they throw that back, you go, "Ooh, those were really nice." Mm-hmm. But they've got to have the worst combination of like city team names where it's like Nashville Predators and Tennessee Titans jersey /
desperate for rebrand. They should call it like the Nashville rebrands. And those are desperate for one.
Those are the twin titans of the no pun intended.
They still have like the fire on the T on the Titans logo on their helmet.
They're awful. They're awful. Truly awful. That bad city to have to live in and root for the teams of if you want to wear merch.
Yeah.
Like that clownish blue or clownish yellow.
You look like an idiot.
You can just never do it.
Last thing for me, quick shout out to my beloved hometown Attack tonight. Okay. Huge win over the Guelph Storm to solidify a 1-game playoff potentially against Sarnia on Tuesday. Unless the Sioux Greyhounds beat Sarnia tomorrow, then the Attack have made the playoffs. They were one of the worst teams in the league all year. Around Christmas, I went to a game. They lost 9-2. They were dreadful, and they've just completely turned it around. They had a great trade deadline, fantastic coaching staff, and they are now in a position to make the playoffs and play the London Knights in the first round, so that probably won't be the greatest thing. But they've made the playoffs potentially, and it's been an incredible turnaround for them. So congrats to my hometown Attack. Proud of everybody up there. Fantastic coaching staff, fantastic general manager, everything. Good job, boys. Proud of you.
Good stuff. We lost all of our viewers before I could ask people to leave the thumbs up and say
no. People come for Attack Talk.
Leave a comment. Let us know. Reach out anytime. Subscribe to the podcast. Do those things, and we will see you on Tuesday night, I think.
Flyers.
Yeah.